Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today on this beautiful day in Salford and blue skies, sunny. So let's dive straight in. So today's Daf is Shevuot Daf 47 Amud B. Rabbi continues, granted, if you say that his father in a case like this would be liable to take an oath due to his partial admission, then the verse is necessary to exempt the heirs. The Rabbi's reasoning is based on the fact that only if the father has to pay is there a need for a verse exempting his heirs. If the father was liable to take an oath but did not have to pay when he could not take it, then there would be no need for a verse to exempt the heirs, as it would be exempt regardless from taking the oath. But if you say that in a case like this, his father is also exempt from taking an oath, why do I need a verse about exempting his heirs? Evidently, an oath reverts to the one who is liable to take it, and when he cannot take that oath, he must pay the claim against him. The Gemara asks, and as for Rav and Shmuel, who hold that one who cannot take an oath does not have to pay, and therefore there is no difference between the heirs and the father, what do they derive from this verse? And the oath of the Lord shall be between them both. Exodus 22:10. The Gemara answers, it is necessary for that which is taught in a Braita. Shimon ben Tarfon says, the oath of the Lord shall be between them both, teaches that when one litigant imposes an oath on the other, and he takes a false oath, the oath applies to them both, i.e. they are both held responsible for the desecration of God's name. So what does that mean? Chala al Shaneihem applies to them both. Rashi explains in 39b that the penalty for the false oath falls upon the litigant who claims the administration of the oath, even if his claim is justified. The reason is that it should not have become involved. He should not become involved with such a dishonest person. He should have taken precautions to avoid getting into such a situation. By not doing so, he has caused the necessity for this oath. See Tosfot. The Midrash presents two different explanations. His first explanation is that this phrase could be interpreted as meaning applies to one of the two, i.e. the one who is lying. His second explanation is that when the claimant sees that the defendant is prepared to take a false oath in order to avoid payment, he should prefer simply to withdraw his claim altogether. Since this sage was mentioned, the Gemara cites some of his other statements. Shimon ben Tarfon says, with regard to the prohibition of following after an adulterer, i.e. providing him with assistance in carrying out adultery, from where is it derived? The verse states, you should not commit adultery, lo tinaf, in Exodus 20:13. If the verse is vocalized slightly differently, it may be read, you should not cause adultery, lo tinif. Commenting on the verse describing the response of the Jewish people to the spies slander of Eretz Yisrael, and you murmured, V'teiragnu, in your tents, and said, because the Lord hated us, he has brought us forth out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into